are live at the Aston Martin show. That's a really beautiful purple with AML number plates. And they've got the number plates. But there's some quite interesting ones just here I can show you. So, this show I attend every year. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll have seen my coverage from this show in previous years, photos, videos, and it's typically very bustling, but this feels very subdued. It feels very calm and quiet, and the car park was quite empty, really totally different to other events, Ford events, British Leyland events. The atmosphere feels completely different, and I'm just looking at the cars. As you can tell, that one's from Belgium. If you know what the model is, let me know. This green one. If you know how to do timestamps, give me a timestamp for a car. If you're commenting on a car, try and do a timestamp if you can. That alarm keeps going off, which is alarming. But this looks to be from 1986, and the red one next to it. And these were really expensive cars when they were new. All the windows are up on them, but we can just peer inside there. Really, really were exceptional cars back in the day. Which we can't complain, because today is the day, I think. It's summer solstice. But there's three of these, a blue one and a red one, and another red one behind them. That's a nice number plate, red. 546. Just carefully go through there to take you down and look at these, because there's lots of Vanquishes. It's 25 years, and there's a great lineup of them. It's very well organised in terms of parking and stuff, and these are sort of odds and ends of the earlier cars along here. The V8s, that's lovely. That's from about 1989, and when it was new it was quite a traditional shape back then, because this one's from the 70s, so it's a shape that had been in production for quite some time, really. Let's go and look at this red one at the back. Let me know what the audio is like. I can't see any chat box. There should be a chat box. I can't see a chat box. There is a chat box, but nobody's chatting, I think. But this is completely new to me. It's totally alien to me. I've never been live on YouTube ever before. This is the first time I've ever been live on YouTube, and it's very alien to me. It's very different, and I nearly tripped over a cone, because when you walk around these shows, you trip over typically dog bowls, because those are the things that people leave when they drive off. They leave the dog bowl behind, and when you walk around cars you see the dog bowl and you trip over it. But that's really beautiful. Lovely grey carpets, nice black seats, black piping. It's all very dark black fabrics. The dashboard, everything is black, in contrast to the red bodywork, which is really nice. I think doing YouTube aspect, you need to stand back a little bit further than when I do my Facebook videos. I'm really very used to that software and how it responds, and this is completely different, surprisingly. I mean, I'm just going to presume that everything looks okay your end. When I watch this back, I'll probably cringe. But you'll recognise these cars. This is a German registered one. Superleggera bodywork. What it means really is it's very lightweight. So they were looking at making it a very effective way of creating a sports car is to make it lightweight. You take away the weight and you end up with better handling, a much better ride quality. So yeah, these are Superleggera, which means super lightweight in Italian. It's a British car, of course, but with Italian styling. Ah, very nice. It's got a water gauge, fuel gauge, and 2 oil pressure gauges on this side, just down there. Lovely old radio as well. So I'm going to take a bit of time just to walk around these old DB5s. Lovely wire wheels. So DB5s and then the DB6, 3 of them just here. A red sports car really is the ultimate thing, I suppose. I do love them. A red Aston Martin, very nice. Should we look at the older stuff? This is the sort of pre-war, but the sad thing is they're so thin on the ground. There must be some out there. I mean, it's got to be in collections, in garages and stuff. There will be many cars that never come out, which is a shame. But there's 4 here of the earlier Astons. Because Aston's history is quite amazing, really. They moved production from different sites, Newport Pagnell and now at Gaydon. And the facility at Gaydon opened sort of 20 years ago. Newport Pagnell closed down, unfortunately, but production is all here at Gaydon, right just a stone's throw away from where I am right now. We've got all these Vanquishes this side. When you look at them, you think, oh, silver, lots of silver cars, but that's really what people wanted, I think. So thank you for watching this. The first time I've ever gone live on YouTube. If you could let me know what the quality is like, that would be amazing. If you could leave me a comment, I think that would open the chat box. And we can have a chat. Let me know what you think of Aston Martins. I mean, it's a car that is a bit beyond my means, I think. And this has got lovely Michelins, which if I come a bit closer you'll see. Oh, that's nice. Really, you want to see cars moving, you want to listen to them, and that's just arrived, newly arrived.
Hopefully not the last. Richard. I've no idea.
No one knows where Richard is. Does anyone know where Richard is? So this is very nice. And this is very nice. But let me know what you think. If you could just leave a comment for me, that would be really appreciated. So we've got the Vanquishes along here, 25 years of the Vanquish, and this event feels like a celebration of that. It really does. A great turnout. Sadly, the earlier cars are, of course, a little thin on the ground, I feel, but that's the same with all events. I guess that's it. Sort of highlights the importance of keeping things going, really, in terms of the history and the British heritage in this case, but the history of our motoring production, design, engineering. Aston do a few greens on this model. They did 2 or 3 different greens, but like I say, most of them are greys, silvers, blacks. But I mean, look at that for as an example. Look over here. It's sort of gunmetal grey and silver, and that's a sea of Aston Martin right there. And the factory is that building right in front of me. That's the factory. And I've toured the factory. I went around the factory a few years ago. I think it was probably about 2013, something like that. And I went in on an open day and had a look round. And it's always been very much a handmade car. It's a pretty hand-built sort of car. And I think it's important to keep it like that. They don't produce them in huge numbers. The photographer there is actually sorting out some photography of some visitors to the event. It looks like father and son over there. Well, it is Father's Day today in Britain. Yeah. That looks like sort of an aubergine colour. There's so many variations, carbon fibre. Of course, people don't always keep cars original, but Aston will do what you want them to do. What astonished me really with visiting the factory was how many different colours. You can have any colour you want. It's a sort of half of a Henry Ford quote. But with Aston Martin, you literally can have any colour you want. In the factory, every car was different, which I don't know whether that makes the manufacturing process harder or easier for them, but I don't think they're too worried about the manufacturing process. They just make cars. You know, we're not talking about economy cars or anything on a particular budget with Astons. These are just cars that people desire and want. If you want a particular car, then you pay the money and you drive off. This DB7's got this lovely green and cream, as you can see, green piping on the seats, and probably just about enough legroom in the back for not a long journey, but certainly for a journey that is worth making. And you could drive one of these from the Midlands up to Cumbria, somewhere like that. That would be a great day out. Similar colour scheme with this interior. So yeah, very much a sports cruiser, a usable car really, usable, and recognised all around the world. Of course, made famous by the Bond films, as you know. But without the Bond films, would they have struggled? I don't think so. I mean, it's a good product. That's my point. It is a good product. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes. If you could leave a comment, that would be really appreciated. I don't know how to open the comments box. I just thought it would come up at the side, but every time I try and expand something, it throws me off. So I'm completely new to YouTube. I've never done YouTube Live ever. It's a totally new and slightly alien concept to me. So getting 1 or 2 likes or a couple of comments just to let me know that everything looks okay would really help me. I'm not using a microphone at the moment, but I do have microphones with me. That's a nice one coming in. So I would really appreciate just a little bit of feedback. Obviously it's an Aston Martin event, so it's limited to one brand of car, but the summer involves many different shows. There's a show every weekend that I've got in my diary, so I'm hoping to just approach all of those events with a view to building up this YouTube channel, and that's my purpose over summer, just to build it up. So if you found yourself here, please subscribe to my channel. It will really give me a bit of encouragement. I have subscribers. This isn't a new channel, but it's just a channel that has never really been active particularly. I only upload shorts because I'm a Facebooker. I'm very confident on Facebook in terms of the software and stuff like that, and I've tuned what I do on Facebook to suit that platform. Move to a different platform like YouTube, and it's very different. To be a content creator professionally is not easy, and I have subscribers. I'm very lucky that I have subscribers, despite the fact that I have no videos really, so I need now to upload videos to make it work. It is a project. It's going to be a few months of really hard work, but really sort of trial and error, because I'm pushing buttons and sometimes it pushes me completely off, and I think, what have I done? And I feel a bit like a granddad that doesn't know what he's doing, which is not far off the truth. And when I thought about doing YouTube, I thought, well, it's not natural for me. It's not something that I intuitively would go for as a career. It's not something that I sort of aspired to do, was to be a YouTuber. But you have to look at these opportunities, and that's a beautiful car. I just love being around the cars, looking at the cars, and that's why I'm here. Look at these discs. Amazing, the surface of those discs. Lovely Pirelli tyres with this lip here that protects the rim, so even if you curbed it, you'd probably be okay. I think you might be able to get close to curbs without damaging the wheel, but you don't want to get near a curb. I love this car. I love the colour of it. That's a really beautiful car. But like any manufacturer, manufacturers will copy. They'll be influenced by each other, and they're influenced by everything else that's around. And look at that door handle. I mean, that door handle, a flush door handle like that, was really cool back in the day, but it's now copied by everybody, I guess. Not in a bad way, I don't mean that in a bad way, but I believe that type of door handle has now been banned, or it will be in the next few months. So what's happened is, in I think China, they've said you can't have flush fitting door handles like this. You just can't. We've got to have grab handles. I don't really know how much sense that makes, because if a car is locked, it's locked. So if even a handle, you're still pulling at a locked door, if that makes sense. Carbon fibre spoiler on here. It's lovely grey DB7. It's a nice one. For me personally, a bright colour for a sports car, bright colour is something I would go for. There's nothing wrong with the blue DB7. I love the DB7, Ian Callum's design, of course. I mean, I don't know. I can't see the chat box, so I don't know. It says all messages are visible. I did see something pop up, but I can't see a chat box. So it's not as intuitive as I thought, because I thought the chat box would come up at the side, and I could start the chat. But I also thought I'd have 100 people watching this video, and that's sort of not really common. Doesn't make common sense. Why would 100 people suddenly start watching a video just because I'm at an Aston Martin event? Doesn't mean it's not about me. It's about the cars anyway. So we've got 4 green ones in a row here. Is green my colour? Probably not. This is the slightly rarer colour, this green. And we can look under the bonnet. B12.
It's going well. Just MOT tomorrow morning.
Oh, fingers crossed.
7:45.
Oh,
No.
I'll be thinking of it.
No, it should do. It should do. It's going well. It's the heat.
Yeah,
Whenever I the amount of heat that goes in there, but
A few people walking around eating their breakfast. That's looks like a mid-90s, 1995 DB7, I guess. I don't know. Perhaps that's what it is. It looks like it is. I literally think that a single, I get it, I mean, you have a single mark event, you know, Ford or Vauxhall or Aston, whatever it might be, but a single mark event has a certain feel to it, and this is so calm. It's just, it's eerily strange, really, just to sort of have this calm. And I don't really know what it means in terms of psychology. Are these people that are just very relaxed? Or is it just because they've arrived and they're here with their cars and they're having a bit of breakfast? It's quite calm. They are a beautiful car, I'm sure. Of course, you will agree. So when I got here at 9:30, all of these vehicles were in place. They were all here. I think that's probably my favourite one of the day. I think on an E-plate with those lovely raised letters. It's a restoration, but it's absolutely beautiful. This DB6 in red, with the sunroof open, gives you another reason to like it. And we can just look inside. I do like the way they've added the roof to it. It's the only one. No, there is one down there with an opening roof as well. But mostly they don't have that, and that's a nice touch. It just really adds a bit of extra something to it, especially for the summer. Hello, Florida 72. I can see your message. A little bit blurry. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's full sun. Oh, thank you for watching from Florida. That's amazing. That makes it worthwhile. So I have a chat box, I think, at the side here. Yes, I have some chat. I thought it would be on the right hand side, but it's not. It's on the left. And it's covering my video, but I don't know how to hide it. Or now that I've got it up, I don't know how to hide it. So, I don't know. I just touched the screen and now I've just got it across my screen. Oh, it's faded. So if it must fade away after a while. So amazing. Thank you for watching from Florida. I've gone international. So the first time I've ever gone live on YouTube. First time ever. And I get somebody in Florida who's watching. So thank you so much for that. It's really encouraging. 25 minutes in and we have a little bit of something back. Now if it's blurry, I don't know whether that's because the weather, because it's full on sun, or whether it's just the connection or the speed, or I don't really know. Or maybe it's just the camera that I'm using. But that's great feedback. Thank you so much. I can really take that on board. I appreciate that feedback because it makes a difference. But look at this. This is a beautiful car. I'm a bit too close. That's a beautiful car. But what model is it? Let me know. If you know what this is, let me know. It's 50s era. Look at the back seat. It's just like a piece of plyboard or something covered with leather. But yeah, it doesn't have any name. It doesn't have a name on it, so I think it's a DB4. I think it's a DB4. Maybe, I don't know. I should know, but I don't. Let me know if you know. These are obviously way before my time. Let's just have a look what we've got here. This is a Le Mans. This is Mabel the Le Mans. Mabel's got a book, which I always like to see that at shows, and it shows the car. Some pictures of previous owners back in the 70s. That's really nice. Pictures of the car in garages with various owners. That's in the 70s. 72. So it's been around. It's been on some adventures. And this talks about the holidays and the visits, which is amazing, really. What a great thing to add to a car. The story of this actual car is right there. The speedometer is on this side, and the rev counter is in front of the driver. I do love these Astons. But stick around because I'm going to show you some more modern ones, but there's some cutaways. We can look at the actual structure of them and we can look at how they are put together. Because it's today an aluminium tub which is bonded, very strong chassis, some metal steel subframe and carbon fibre, so it's really amazing how they put them together. Very, very strong. Much different to these earlier cars, but I will take you over and show you. That blue is beautiful. What's that? What year is that? 66 perhaps. And this one also is blue, inky dark blue, purple. There we go. This one's got a lovely red leather. Of course, you can specify all your interiors as well. It's not just the exterior. There's so many variations. Almost every car is unique, really. They don't make clones. They make unique cars. Let's just go over here. Look at that. That's very nice. Just come through. Thank you. Vanquish convertible. So let me just show you this car, because this is an illustration of how they are put together, really. Carbon fibre body. Very, very lightweight. Very, very thin. I mean, just wafer thin. You can see. The whole of this is carbon fibre. No weight, just very, very light. And then the floor and everything else is aluminium, not aluminum, although this is a left-hand drive car. You can see the steering column and the bulkhead. Everything's aluminium. The whole floor is all bonded, and this is a production technique that Jaguar used as well. There's two cars here, just here to illustrate and show how these are produced, how they're put together. So complete carbon fibre body, aluminium base. Well, this one is aluminum. But this is all aluminum right up here, all of the roof. So a completely different structure to this one, which is carbon fibre. We have a completely aluminium body, steel chassis, steel underneath subframe, I should say. So you can see the subframe there. Carbon fibre brace across the top. Yeah, flat floor of aluminium. All of the bulkhead is aluminium. All bolted to these steel struts here.
That's good.
Stay with me.
Margie, it's a car.
Signia, of course, made in small numbers. Very different to a Toyota IQ. Oh, it's getting quite busy around here now. Let's go over here, because I haven't been over here yet. We just have a look at what we've got. Lovely Vanquish convertible, as you can see. But let's just have a look at the interior. This is a 2026 model. The third generation. There's 3 generations of Vanquish. But look at this, it's got the lovely luggage with it. So yeah, 3rd generation. The latest one really, the Vantage S. And the Vanquish came out in 2001, celebrating 25 years this year. And then the 2nd generation came along in 2012.
I like the machine gun.
That's beautiful. Some very nice stuff along here. Vanquish S, 2003. What do we have here? That's beautiful. I mean, I love the wheels. Look at these wheels. Pirelli tyres, just lovely, really. Lightweight discs. Everything is about weight saving. Carbon fibre body. Obviously, all of that aluminium base, all bonded for rigidity. Very rigid, strong car, a very strong tub. Well, that's what you want really for handling, and also the weight reduction throughout the car is very important. Obviously aluminium is lighter, but then it also doesn't rust. So what a brilliant product, a car that essentially would last forever. It doesn't rust, apart from the steel subframe, I guess, which you could protect. You would protect it with proper servicing. It would get done, I guess. This is pearlescent. I do love pearlescent paint. It just looks classy. But I've seen how they do this stitching. I've seen them do this on the bench in the factory, and it's quite impressive how they do it. Lovely blue interior on this one. Very nice. In white, pearlescent white. Vanquish convertible. So let me know, have you owned an Aston? Why are you watching this video? If you've watched
Oh, that's
this video, I'd love for your feedback. My knowledge of Aston is fairly limited, but I have done some research on it. I'm a person who's into classic cars. I guess from any era, I do love these for their engineering. I'm not going to buy one. I'm not trying to be controversial, but I just don't want to buy one. As an alternative, I probably would go for a Ferrari, I think. I don't know. I would go for an Aston if we could. I don't know what I'd go for though. I probably would go for a DB7. I mean, I've met Ian Callum. He designed the DB7, and he was working for TWR. He was involved with the XJS, and these cars underneath everything, it essentially started out as the XJS and were developed and became, to me, one of the most beautiful Astons. So the DB7 would be my choice. I do like that green. That is a really lovely car. Other than that, I don't know. The performance is blistering. These are 200 mile an hour cars. They'll do in excess of 200 miles an hour, and that's just incredible. These earlier ones won't. They don't have quite that level of performance, but they'll keep up with most things. And I guess really as an owner, it's about taking it on the track and getting use out of it as well. Getting that sort of, that's a Le Mans Vantage. It needs to go around the track, although it's a usable car. It's a 4-seater. Most of these are. It's usable on the road, but then, you sort of want to test it out. You can't test it out on the road really. Not properly. 200 miles an hour. It's probably something you'd struggle to do on a track because tracks are just not that straight. I guess it could be done, but it's a beautiful red Vantage. This is probably one of the best cars here, in my opinion, of course. I love the wheels on it too. They're painted cream. I'm going to move back because somebody's trying to take photos, but that's beautifully presented. It really is a beautifully presented car. So in red sports car, just what you need really. I mean, you could drive that down to Monaco. It's a car from 1980, and if you think about what was happening in 1980, that was way ahead of anything else, I think. Perhaps not in terms of technology, but in terms of class, it was just way ahead of most of the competition. This is DB6 right here. That's a 66 DB6. We can just have a quick look at it. Well, we've got to look at it, haven't we, while we're here? So I'm hoping that you've enjoyed watching this video. If you've watched this video, thank you so much. This is the first time ever I've gone live on YouTube, ever. And I don't really know why. I guess it's because naturally it's just not my natural instinct to be a YouTuber. But I've got to give it a go. So over the next 6 months, I'm just going to build up this channel and see how it goes. If people love it, they love it. I'm just going to be me. I am a huge car enthusiast, but that's not what it's about either. It's about, I think, community, and I would really be grateful if you went onto my community tab, which you can see at the top of my page there, and just leave me a comment. Just say hello, put me a picture. You can just write something or leave me a photograph. If you've got an Aston, I would love to see it. So I'm normally on Facebook. I'm very prolific on Facebook, or have been, but at the moment I'm just looking at what I can do with YouTube, and I'm around cars all the time, and it makes sense to just experiment with different platforms. So that's nice. And as the number plate suggests, it's fun. Fun is a good number plate for a sports car. That's a great colour. That's a great colour. Go on, let's have a look inside this. So yeah, for me to build up my YouTube channel, I need a little bit of feedback, really. So let me know what you think of this video. What did happen, which was really odd, was a money spider landed on my phone and was just hanging off the centre of my phone just a few minutes ago. That was really strange. Let's hope that it's a good omen. A money spider. Well, that's probably not their official name, but I'm hoping that's a good sign. So let's just have a look at these along here. We have got sun. I hope it's not too much of a silhouette, and I hope it's not causing problems for you.
I don't know.
But that is a beautiful car, isn't it? I'm going to watch this video back, standing in my kitchen, chopping onions and making something spicy, and I'll look back at it and think, oh, you should have said this, or you should have said that, or you should have read from your notes. Because I've spent a few hours putting some notes together, but all the preparation that you do for stuff doesn't necessarily end up as, it doesn't turn into anything tangible. So from a company that started around 1913, 1915, with the coal scuttle, a car that is probably valuable and probably very rare now, with a very strange name. Why would you call a coal scuttle? I think that was a nickname. I don't think they really called it that at the factory, but I don't think they really called it anything at the factory, you know. So DB5's really beautiful. DB6 is here, 3 or 4 in a row. The silver one's slightly different at the back. If you know why, let me know. This one's got those beautiful rear lights. I'll just show you. These triple rear lights, beautifully presented. This one's been up Chelsea Walsh in 2005. But look at that interior, because those seats are quite worn, and I would leave them at that. I don't think I would need to do anything to that. I wouldn't worry about sort of reupholstering it, or just leave it as it is. It's fine. I quite like it like that. Unless, of course, it's uncomfortable, in which case it might be worth looking at them. But originality is always really good. I mean, look at the gaiter around the gear stick there, and the radio, and you know, the few little bits have dropped off the radio. What would you do with it? Would you replace it, or would you just leave it as it is? Same with the carpets. There's a bit of wear around the edges of the carpets, but that's nice. And if you cleaned it, that might spoil it. You know, if you sort of got a wet vac on it and tried to clean it up, it might freshen it up a little, but I don't know whether that's really what you need. Look at this massive long piano hinge on the glove box. There's a huge piano hinge there. just, you don't need that, but it's just part of the elegance and quality of the build, really. You've got that big long trim across the bottom of the glove box there, which is part of the aesthetics. If you look at the interior on this, you'll see what I mean. That line along the bottom of the glove box there is one continuous piano hinge. Lovely push button radio in this, long wave, medium wave radio with a speaker, single speaker underneath. But would you be listening to the radio? I mean, it's a car that has a fantastic engine. 2 oil pressure gauges on the right, the fuel gauge and water gauge on the left, amp gauge at the top in the centre, and the RPM on the right, and the speedometer is on the left, the larger one on the left. Ashtrays in the doors. There's sort of seatbelt mounts on those, on that pillar there, I guess you could say. Showing 70,945 miles. Beautiful in red, this lovely opening roof, really fantastic. I love it. And these spoked wheels, knock-off centres, quick for changing wheels at the side of the road or at the circuit or whatever. Lovely cars. With this slightly hazy sun today. No heavy shadows. It's not making it too difficult to film. It's making it okay. I just I love this. That's a lovely thing.
Auch beim Laptop. Die Hose ist auf der Handhilfswelle. Die Hand
The Jaguar Daimler Heritage Trust do have some cars out. This is the prototype four-wheel drive X-Type. It's a 2003 car, a supercharged prototype four-wheel drive experimental car. I mean, you wouldn't really know apart from those air intakes on the bonnet. This car, I don't think it's done many miles because it's been in the collection from new. Um, 3-litre V6, the Ford engine. That's not a bad thing. Four-wheel drive, so pretty similar, I guess, to a 4x4 Mondeo in a lot of ways mechanically. But I don't see them as a Mondeo. I see them as a Jaguar. And one of my favourite cars, the X-Type. Lovely wheels on it as well. Wearing these nice Pirellis. What a great car. Let's have a look at what's next to it. This is 2015 Project 7. So they did the Project 8. I can't see a Project 8. But there's this Project 7 and there's another Project 7 just here. So we have two Project 7s basking in the sunshine here at Gaydon. Both of them owned by the Jaguar Daimler Heritage Trust. The Project 7 is a very, very fast car. It's impressive by performance standards. But I don't think it's a car I aspire to own. A Project 8 maybe, which is the XE, based on the XE. But 2015 X-Type Project 7, sorry, F-Type Project 7. But I do like this XJ40 because I remember these when they were launched. They launched 40 years ago in 1986. And this particular car is significant because it's the last one that they produced. In this blue, which is very, very typical of the XJ40 of that time, with a lovely grey leather interior, Continental tyres, and M94 FVC, which is a Coventry number plate, because this car came from Browns Lane at Coventry and was the last one off the line. And I guess many manufacturers rescue the first and the last ones off the line, and it's important to do that. I guess it's just it signifies the start and end of production of a model, and typically that's 7 years, sometimes longer, but you have the start and the end, so you can put them side by side in your manufacturing museum and you can compare them. So if we were to put the first XJ40 and the last XJ40, this one that I'm looking at right now, if we were to put those side by side, we could see the development and how that car's evolved over the years. And maybe just, things like paint colours, badges, interior trim, wheels, and things like that would just show us how far a particular model has developed, has gone, during that time. This is a Sovereign from 1995. So, yeah, from 32 years ago. But production started 40 years ago this year, in 1986. And I love the rear lights on the XJ40 with their sort of tinted lights that they were really trendy at the time. It hides the indicator, and it was road legal because the manufacturer designed it that way. But many people at the time were tinting their rear lights for fun. We could buy this spray, like a tint spray, from Halfords for £5 or something, and you would take your light clusters off, give them a quick spray, and then pop them back on, and you became trendy. But then Jaguar released this car with those tinted rear lights, and I think it looks very smart. It's a very nice looking car. And when they did that, the kids, if you like, at the time thought, oh, it's not cool anymore, because, well, the Jaguar was a car for an older person, I guess. Mostly because this is a £40,000 car, and young people don't have £40,000 sitting around. Or mostly they don't. It's not many people. So this was £41,400. Straight six in the XJ40. Very different to the engine in the XJ6, which is really a completely different car. And I do like them. So that's that. But thank you so much. If you've watched this video or part of it, I appreciate what you've done. Just to be clear on what I'm doing today, I'm at the Aston Martin show at Gaydon, doing live video on YouTube for the first time ever. I've never done a live. I've done live on Facebook many times, but I've never done live on YouTube. And I intend to build my channel up over the next 6 months, over the summer, with videos, and I just hope you enjoy it. And each video will be different. There's only one Aston Martin show this year that I'll be at, I think. The next show will be something completely different. So if you can subscribe, that would help me, just to give me a bit of reassurance and feedback about what I'm doing, and maybe, just to let me know what you'd like to see next, because I have a full diary, a calendar full of events which I'm attending. When I get to a Ford event, it will be very different to this. We've got Austin metro and mini show coming up. That will be very different to this. But it's all part of my YouTube journey and an archive really of the event. It is about the cars, not about me. I mean, you can watch this video at double speed with the sound off if you like, if it helps, and just look at the cars. So it's 25 years of the Vanquish. All of these Vanquish are lined up here in celebration.
Hello, so we're just going to start the talk.
So thank you so much
if I can ask you
for watching.
Just a little bit, so that people that want to see the car can see the car. So if you can move back a bit, let's just. There we go. You're right. So we head like this. Brilliant. Right.